Good morning, students. How are you? So today I'm going to talk about creating a animated story on Animaker. A little difficult, but you just have to keep on practicing and playing around with Animaker. So I'm going to share my screen for a second. All right. So first things first, you want to log in, and you click the login button at the top, and it'll normally ask you what to log in with. You will choose something like sign in with Google. That's what you'll choose. Oh, got some random thing that comes up. So the first thing you want to do is create a project. You want to create a project. And so it could be a horizontal video, vertical video, square video. For the purposes of this assignment, I would suggest that you use a horizontal video. So that's this horizontal video right here. So you have two options here. You can do blank or template. So if you want to use a template, you just click template. I'm going to click template just so you see what it looks like. So there are a whole bunch of different type of templates here that you can use. Most of them are free. The key thing to remember with Animaker is that sometimes there are some uh, ones that are not free that you can't use. So let's say that I'm gonna do. I'll just do a family template. So these are backgrounds for family templates. I don't like it, so let me try cartoon 2D. All right. So I like this. Dress up as favorite characters. So I'm gonna click use. That's what I'm gonna start off with. And I'm gonna show you a way to create one from blank and with uh, the used scene. So this actually gives you, when you use the template, it gives you scenes already. It gives you scenes. And remember, our assignment is 3 scenes. So you do not need uh, 5, 6, 7 scenes. I like that scene. I'm going to keep it. I would suggest that you look at a couple of the different uh, the actual scenes and settings. That's what I would suggest that you look at. Okay. So if while it's called scene one, the first scene could technically be a title page. Now, scene two has 2 characters in it, right? And you can move these characters wherever you want. You can move the characters wherever you want. You can change the words in here that are there. You can take the words out. And that's what I'm going to take the words out of. I don't want any words. And I'm going to start a conversation between these 2 characters that are already here. Okay. So the way that you start a character, you'll see start a conversation is this thing that says voiceover. So right here, you'll just click voiceover, and then you'll come to record. And when you are ready to start talking, you will. So I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna voice over this character. Hello, Shelly. How are you? So I can preview it. Hello, Shelly. How are you? And if I want, I can re-record it. But if I'm good with the actual the voiceover, I can click apply, and now the character will say, "Hello, Shelly. How are you?" The next thing I'll do is I'll add another voiceover, and this time it's for the female character. And I'll click record, same way we did. And now I'm gonna do the response. Hello, David. How are you? Hello, David. How are you? Again, I can re-record if I want, and or I can cancel or apply. I'm gonna re-record it because I want it to be a female voice. Hi, David. How are you? Kind of sounded like Mickey Mouse. Hi, David. How are you? Now, I have two I have a conversation going between characters here. that it's all in one scene. This is where it becomes tricky. So the top is where David is speaking. The bottom is where Shelly's speaking. If I don't want them to talk at the same time, I have to move their conversation. So I have to move the conversation around if I don't want them to speak at the same time. If I don't want them to speak at the same time, I have to move the conversation around. Okay. Now, the other tricky thing with using an actual animation that has already been created with the backgrounds and such is that the times uh, have already been set, so you have to make the scene longer. And the way that you make the scene longer is by going down here where you see this black arrow where it says drag to trim the video or extend. So you can make the video shorter. This is what people will see, or longer. Make the video shorter or longer. Okay, you make the video shorter or longer. Now, adding characters is something I'm going to talk about in background as well. But to do this, I want to do a blank one first to show you how to add characters in background. So I'm going to exit out of this. So again, we're at our dashboard and I can choose to create a blank video. So this is using no templates. And this is a little bit more difficult, takes a little bit more time, but I think that this will work best for your actual projects. Why? Because now you really get to create what you want to create. So for instance, on the side, there's a toolbar, right? And it gives you a whole bunch of different options, properties, text, BG, images, videos, music, all of that. It's wonderful. So I'm going to go to BG, which is background. That's what I want to start off with, my background. So when you see the star, that means that it's you're not allowed to actually use that. But let's do home. I'm going to do home. All right, so I'm going to just click a home one. And you can Google search for different places too, or you can go through. Let's do home. Actually, let's do a sports one. Let's do a sports one. So now I go right back up to where this is a person and I'm looking for characters. Now I don't see any characters that I necessarily uh, think are awesome. And once again, if you see the star, that means that you can't select them because they are already or that you need to upgrade to actually use them. So that's okay because what we could do is we could create our own character. And so if I click the plus button, oh, I can't create more than two characters. Hey, that's not fair. Okay. So since I can't create more than two characters, I'm gonna just use one of these characters and I'm gonna edit the character. Let's see if I can edit the character. No, can't edit the character. All right, well then I'm gonna find a sports character. That's what I'll do. Let's see if I can find someone who looks like a sports person. Yeah, and for I guess in this case I need to change my background then. All right, so I got a male character in there. Now let me get a female character. Let's find a good match. Female character. And your character can be female, male. You have two females, three females. I could even put my characters in the scene now that I created because I created my own characters. I could put them in the scene as well. And so when you see on the sides here where it says actions and expression, you can play around with how the person is looking and what they're doing. You can play around with that. So you can play around with their expressions. You can play around with their actions. So you have the option to play around with all of this. It's a lot of options, here. So I'm gonna use this character and I'm going to speak to this female character, just like we did before. Record and then voice, or record our voice. Hello, Wendy. It is great to see you this morning. Might I add, you look extremely radiant. So again, I'm gonna apply. So my voiceover with lip sync was added. All right. So it's there, it'll play. Hello, Wendy. It is great to see you this morning. Might I add, you look extremely radiant. All right. So now I'll click her and I'll add a conversation. And I think I'm going to do a smiling face. Oh, thank you, Travis. You're so kind. Apply again. And that's my scene one. Now, remember what I said before, that it will put your audio on top of each other. So they'll go at the same time. What you want to do is grab that clip and slide it to after. You want to give it a little bit. You want to make sure that your conversations are not on top of each other. You want to make sure your conversations are not on top of each other. And what you'll notice now also is that this conversation extends. Oops, didn't mean to do that. If that ever happens, just go back into your actual official video. It's okay. It'll come back up. And if it doesn't, uh, you can always rework it. Hello, Wendy. It is great to see you this morning. Might I add, you look extremely radiant. Oh, thank you, Trav. All right, so both conversations are there. Now, let's go to this last character, and I'm gonna add him in here too, just to give a conversation. And I'm gonna make him look mad, just because he's not happy that they're talking to each other. So I'm gonna yell, "Why are you talking to each other? You don't even like each other." So I add this third character in here. He has his anger. Behind that, again, the comment or that character's voice will come in at the same time as Wendy's. But what you want to do is you want to make Wendy's voice go in front of his, and you slide him all the way down. You just keep sliding him all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Okay? You do not want them to play at the same time. I want them to play at the same time. Now, what you'll notice is your video clip up here doesn't last as long as your conversation. So what you have to do is slide. You have to actually slide your video to make it longer, because it was 10 seconds. You needed to fit the entire conversation that's happening between characters. So I would give it about, let's do 22 seconds. All right. Just to give you your scene some time to breathe. All right. just to give your scene some time to breathe. So now let's look at what we've created. Let's look at what we've created. All right, let's look. And to actually play it, you can click play right here, or you can click the space bar and it'll play. All right, so either way. Hello, Wendy. It is great to see you this morning. Might I add, you look extremely radiant. Oh, thank you, Travis. You're so kind. Why are you talking to each other? You don't even like each other. So that flows. Hello, Wendy. It is. That flows really well together. That flows really well together. Looks good. Uh, when you're recording your script, you just do the same exact thing. You just do the same exact thing. Now, if we want to add another scene to this, the way we would do this is click the plus button underneath scene one, and it's gonna start a brand new scene right at the end of our last clip. And you'll do the same thing you did before. Just go right to backgrounds, and now you find another place. Let's do a school. Let's see if I can find a school. Okay, school. Uh, looks like there's limited place. Let's do this science lab. Looks like a science lab. All right. And so let's add a couple of people in here. I like this. I like this character right here. See if I'm gonna see if I can play around with the character too. So as you can see, if I click the color panel, I can change her skin color. I can change her eye color. I'm gonna change her skin color to brown, uh, and I'm gonna change her eye color to black. And let's go with black hair. All right, and we can change the color of her shirt too, but I like it. I like the color of the shirt. All right, so now I have my female character here. I'm gonna have her standing and thinking. Now let me get a male character. And I'm gonna change his color too. I'm gonna change it. So I go back to my color panel. I'll change his color to I'm definitely gonna change his color. I'm gonna change his hair color to black. It's already black. Let's change his eye color to black. We'll keep his facial hair. Oh, okay. All right. So now let's have him talk. And we're gonna do the exact same thing we did with the last one. Record and then record voice. Miss Mitchell, how is your research project coming along? Just click apply and it's right in there. All right. It'll sync your audio and it'll come right in there. Yep. It's taking a little bit longer than normal. If this happens, try to refresh your page. If that happens, try to refresh your page. Okay. So let's see if it saved it. Okay. So it didn't save. That's okay. You refresh and then you just re-record. No worries at all. Miss Mitchell, how's your research paper coming along? We just apply it. Hopefully it doesn't give us any issues this time, okay? Came right back up. All right, so then I'll click Miss Mitchell and I'm gonna record for her. Professor, I'm still thinking what I want to do. It's very difficult. Do we have to do this? Again, apply, and it comes right back up. And you can consistently keep on doing that with the character. So if you want to have a back and forth conversation with your characters, you just do the same thing over and over. Now, remember what I said before. You cannot have the characters talking at the same time. So you just move the conversation a little bit. And don't forget, you want to make sure that your video lasts as long as your conversations, or probably a little bit more. So I'll give it like 17 seconds. All right. So now to double check what it looks like, we're on scene 2. Let's finish. Let me finish scene 1 and then we'll go to scene 2. Hello, Wendy. It is great to see you this morning. That's scene 1. Might I add, you look extremely radiant. Oh, thank you, Travis. You're so kind. Why are you talking to each other? You don't even like each other. All right, so now we'll go to scene 2. Miss Mitchell, how's your research paper coming along? Professor, I'm still thinking what I want to do. It's very difficult. Do we have to do this? And then scene 2 is over. Pretty simple. You can keep it as simple as you want, or you can make it as difficult as you want, or go into it as much detail as you want. But I think that you all should have the hang of it, and where you are struggling, I will be here to help. All right. So at this time, I'm going to let you start working on your actual Animaker animation now. All right. See you later.